Ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Lottie Dottie, please prepare for takeoff. Flight number F6B has been cleared. We are ready for takeoff.
And we'll let you know when we get to the airport site. Gulfstream Joe, taking off.
Make sure your seats are upright, seat belts are tight, and you're ready for a ride. It's your boy Retro, and we're taking off. The left lane has been cleared. Let's get ready to ride.
Oh, American 2490 inbound.
Let's go, let's go. It's the retro philosophy show.
What we say? Can they shake us? Never. We ride. Stay bold. Stay cold. Faith ain't fragile. Platinum gold. Drop. My praise go quantum. It flows through time. There's a hallelujah in every word I rhyme. Okay. When I speak his name, dimensions quake. I may go through trials, but my soul never breaks. Never. Since with the spirit, ain't getting love. Devil try to pull me down, but I just above. Measure by fear, I measure by flame. Unshakable blood, now we ride in his name. Jesus. Hands up. Crawl. Hands up. Unshakable. Crawl. Unbreakable. No fear. Crawl. Unshakable. Faith too loud, unstoppable. Boom. Yep. Unshakable. Hands high. Unshakable. Faith too cold, it can't no.
Yo, what's up, everybody, including Lottie Dottie? Take two, all right? I had to turn around and go get my wallet and gave me a chance to give you a little glimpse of my little TikTok. That was actually this morning, and I was getting ready to leave earlier this morning when it was much colder, and heated gear just stopped working before I could even leave the driveway. So we couldn't have that, so I had to figure it out. What do you do when it breaks? You fix it. At least you do the best you can to fix it. And in this case, we were able to. It was nothing major, simple fuse. But what I did was I began checking the motorcycle's fuses, and all of those were good. And I was like, well, okay, all the fuses are good. And so what's going on? So I checked them again. Checked twice, and lo and behold, it still wasn't working. So I'm like, okay, it's got to be something. And then that's when I remembered, duh, the heated gear plugs into the pigtail, which is plugged directly into the battery, the motorcycle's battery. And there's a inline fuse so that if something were to, mess up, it would just blow the fuse instead of the circuit or whatever, or making any more problems. So that's what it was. So I had to take the seat off. Now, for those of you who do not know, I am riding a 20, what is this thing, a 13? Yeah, 2013 FB6, or is it a F6B? It's a 6B, F6B. Yeah, and Gold Wing, and cool bike. I like it. I'm enjoying it. It is what it is for what it is. It'll definitely haul the mail, and it'll get you there, and it'll get you home. And so I really have been enjoying this motorcycle. Um, I picked it up back in July, I believe it was, early July, and we've already put 10,000 miles on it since July. And for some, that's nothing, just a drop in the bucket. And but for me, those have been 10,000 miles well enjoyed in just a short time. My riding in terms of miles has been off because of the couple breakdowns that I've had. Kind of threw me back, which is why we ended up getting the Gold Wing to get back on the road ASAP uh, and have something a little bit more reliable, to be honest with you. It's funny because a lot of Harley riders, they pride themselves in having ESP, which is extended service plan. And but the crazy thing about it is, how about just make a product that you don't have to be, breaking down all the time. And it's just weird. I was thinking about that the other day, and all my Harley guys, yeah, you're a long distance rider. You getting yonder, you a ground pounder. You need to have ESP. How about you produce a bike that doesn't need to break down every weekend, every trip? Um, and you said, well, get a new bike. Okay, yeah, yeah. These guys out here with brand new bikes and they're breaking down. So it's not a matter of your bike being old. It's just a matter of, come on, Harley, do a little bit better. I'm starting to think that this is part of their marketing plan. They get you hooked on a culture, um, I'm wondering. You guys help me out. Are Harley riders, and I'm one of them. And I can't wait to get my Harley back on the road. But are Harley riders more hooked on the culture or the product, or is it maybe a little bit of both? Matter of fact, whatever it is that you ride, why do you ride it? Do you ride it for the culture? Do you ride it for the product? Do you ride it because of the price point? Um, you know, everybody rides for different reasons, and they ride what they ride for different reasons. And I ride Harley and Goldwing, but Harley, I'd say I broke my teeth on or cut my teeth on the Harleys for long distance riding. Before that, I had Japanese bikes, um, Honda, Suzuki, Kawasaki, sports bikes. Yeah, my first cruiser was a Harley, and that's when I started getting long distance riding. And I got that Harley. And to be honest with you, I think I could honestly say a lot of that had to do with the culture, the long distance riding. I think it was the culture side of things that really, excited me about getting long distance riding and getting out there. So I'm not bashing a product or a manufacturer or company that nourishes a culture along with the product. I think it's smart because some people have just as much money invested in their clothes as they do their machine, their motorcycle. Um, Harley is a little bit too proud of their product for me, and all of the Harley gear that I have, I acquired it while I was working for Harley, so I got it at a discounted price for the most part. And when I used to go, get yonder and doing my little riding, I used to make it a point of duty to stop at the different Harley Davidson dealerships when I would pass through, different towns or cities or states or whatever. And but that quickly became overrated for me. Yo, what's going on, C1s? Good morning to you, brother. And again, that was a thing that I was doing solely based on the culture. All right, you see people on social media and otherwise, pulling up, posting up, at the dealerships, checking in and stuff like that. And so a lot of times, what do? You fall in line, you follow suit. But I also pride myself in being a person who dances to my own beat, if you will. I don't need the crowd. I don't need the masses in order to feel accomplished or to feel significant. Maybe once upon a time, yes, but I've outgrown that. But back to the topic. I did follow the culture, if you will. As I said, I would stop at the different Harley Davidson dealerships and stuff. But I would tell you what did it for me. It was the lack of customer service when I did. When I would pull into these different dealerships, they made you feel, or they made me feel, like a second class citizen, like my money wasn't green, or I wasn't important. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel largely it had to do with the way I looked. That's how I was made to feel. And so as a result of that, I stopped visiting the Harley Davidson dealerships. If I need to get something, I'll stop. If I want to visit, I'll visit. But at one point, it was like, okay, I'm passing through, Alabama. Let me stop at the. No, 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 no. I ceased from doing that. Um, so again, different people ride for different reasons. Some people got a Harley because their daddy had a Harley, their uncle had a Harley, their homie got a Harley, whatever the case may be. And my uncle, matter of fact, the Fat Boy that I have, my uncle bought it brand new, and now I own it. And so I did see my uncle riding Harley and stuff like that, but he also rode other bikes. You know what I mean? So again, when it came time for me to get a bigger bike for cruising, for long distance riding, Harley was my choice. And again, more of that decision, truth be told, was based on the culture and not so much the product. I had never owned a Harley before, So I didn't know the product. I knew of the product, but I didn't know the product. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how they rode and I didn't know all of that stuff. I was more exposed to the culture, and that kind of persuaded my decision. And I'm not disappointed that I ended up choosing Harley. I enjoyed my Harley. I had a Street Glide initially, 2015 Street Glide, and I rode the heck out of that thing. Oh man, that twin cam I had that thing squealing. It was a tough bike. I put that bike through hell, and it wouldn't break. That twin cam was a good put together motor in my opinion. It made good sound. You was able to get significant power out of it with So I was, but then the MA came out, and I wanted to upgrade anyway because I wanted to road glide. And so I ended up getting a 2019 Road Glide Special, and so it had I was gonna say a little. It had a significant amount of more power. Enjoyed it too. It didn't give me major problems. I bought the bike used. I bought it in 2020 with 9,000 miles on it. It's a 2019, so I got it the following year. And the guy who owned it prior had already put 9,000 miles on it for the year. And now she's sitting in the carport with 140,000 miles on it. So I put 130,000 miles on that bike within just a few years, and I finally broke it. Yeah, I finally broke it. The compression release valve or sensor, whatever, stripped out, and I had taken it to the shop because I was hearing a noise, and they couldn't figure it out. I thought it was coming from the engine. At 1 minute, I thought it was like spark knock, I think they call it, and it would do it, and then it would kind of like go away, and sometimes it'd be worse than others. And I'm wondering if that was signs of that thing being loose, that because it sits right on top of the cylinder. But I don't know. So my point is, I wonder if it could, before it stripped all the way out, had to be loose at one point before it could just strip. It doesn't just strip like that. I think it had to loosen up, and now that it was loose, just kind of rattle until it stripped the threads. And then as I was on my way to Knoxville, it just popped out. And again, I beat the mess out of that bike, man. I rode it hard, so I'm not mad at it at all. So I got my money out of that bike, and so. Okay, if you would send me an email or whatever with your info, and then we can chit chat and see if your service will benefit me. So yeah, hit me up, Andy. Hit me up, sir. Because once this live ends, your comment won't be visible. So make sure you send me an email or an instant message or something. You can find me on Facebook. My email address is retrophilosophy.75@gmail.com. So hit me up, and I'll check out your services to see what you got going on. So anyway, y'all better be glad we don't have smell-o-vision. Oh my God, the atmosphere is rank. All right, guys. So back to the discussion. All right. So are you riding what you ride because of the culture, because of the product, or why do you ride what you ride? Let me know in the comment section. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions and their reasoning, and I don't think anybody should be bashed on or belittled because of their decisions and their choices. That's just facts. Yo, it's windy out here today. All right, so I left the house. Well, when I got up this morning to leave the house, it was like 40 degrees, 40. Yeah, I think it was like 40 degrees, 39, 40 degrees, something like that. And it's now 59 degrees. So we've warmed up almost 20 degrees since I got ready to get started this morning. And which is why I was like, I'm not leaving until I get this figured out, the heated gear. And it took me so long to get it figured out that now it's been warmed up. But I've got it on because I need to check it out because this is my first time using it this year for the season. And I do have a couple rides where I'll be delivering some patches. And I've got to go up to Fayetteville. I also got to get down to Georgia to deliver some patches. Shout out to all those who have been supporting Mission 448, knocking out the four corners of your state. And so this bike is, like I said, I just picked it up in July. So I haven't, used it in conjunction with my heated gear and everything. And of course, all of that stuff works the same. But, this is my tryout session, if you will, making sure everything is what it is. I don't know why that fuse blew like that on me this morning. What I did do was I beefed up the fuse. It was a 7.5 amperage fuse, and I put a 10 amp fuse in it. And so I don't know if that is going to make the difference, but so far, so good. Right now, what I'm using is I've got hot wire. I also have a Harley Davidson heated gear set, and right now I'm using a Harley Davidson heated gear set. It comes with the controller where you can, turn down the suit and turn down the gloves on different dials. Now, I had it rigged up so that I can control the pants and the jacket. The way it works with the current setup is the pants plug into the jacket, and then the controller plugs into the jacket, and then the gloves plug into the jacket. But the gloves are on one part of the controller, and the entire suit is on the other. So the thing about that is sometimes I don't need my bottom to be as warm as my top because on this bike here, it's aerodynamically created in such a way, or designed, I should say, in such a way that, this bike shields a lot of the wind from off my lower extremities. My knees are right in front of the fairing, so I don't get it on me. It's better designed than the Harley Davidson is, in my opinion, as it relates to that. This Gold Wing keeps the wind off of you way better than the Road Glide does. As a matter of fact, I think the Road Glide is worse than the Street Glide. The Street Glide even keeps the wind off of you better than the Road Glide, in my opinion. Now, I do believe that the Road Glide cuts through the wind better, and you are not as fatigued, in my opinion, after a long ride on the Road Glide as you will be on the Street Glide. And the only reason I can come up with is because, you're handling that handlebar along with that fairing that's fighting the wind. And so you're dealing with all that. On the Road Glide, the frame, the fairing is attached to the frame. It's one. So when you maneuver the handlebars, you're not dealing with the wind. The bike is dealing with the wind, but the handlebars are not. So it's a little less strain on the body, in my opinion. That's been my experience. But the suit now, both the jacket and the pants are on one side of the controller, and then the other side of the controller controls the gloves. And but I had rigged it up one time where I was controlling the pants with one side, the jacket with the other side, and then I ran an external or an additional cord for the gloves. But on my Road Glide, I'm telling you, man, I had that bike set up. That was my mobile studio. I had several connections and things like that, so I was able to do that. On this bike, there's just one connection, which is the pigtail. You know what, James? I think you might be right. I think you might be right, sir. Because the pigtail that's on here is really only on here for the trickle charge when you park the bike and just to charge it. But I tapped into it for my heated gear, which I did on my Road Glide. But when I looked at that fuse, it said 7.5. I was like, dang, that's kind of low. I think on my road glide, I must have at least a 10 or 15, maybe even a 20 on it. Because on the road glide, usually the wife is with me, and we try to keep her warm as well. So we got two suits being, powered. So good point, James. Good point. And when I plugged it up, I only had one side going, and that's when it popped. I didn't put one on that one. So that's a good observation. And so right now I got three pieces going, and I'm really, if you are watching, James, I don't know, I know you got gear and everything as well. Most ground pounders do. but does anybody use the heated soles or socks? I've got a pair of heated socks. They're battery operated though, and I don't really like messing with the battery stuff because I don't want to be out there on a trip and the battery dies and this, that, and the other. So I'm thinking about going up to Cycle Gear and getting their heated soles and try those out. I don't think I want to do the socks just because I think I'm going to try the heated soles. So once my hands and feet get cold, I'm struggling at that point, you know. So I don't need a whole lot of heat on my feet. I just need enough to keep that chill off. Like right now, I got my feet on the highway peg, so they're in the wind. I had one pair of socks on, and they're fairly thin. I don't have like my wool socks or anything like that on because it's not extremely cold today. It was cold this morning, and I could have taken off with air, but like I said, we're going to the cool weather. So I need to make sure everything is my going to let me find. So I want to be able to find these things out now and address them as needed. But anyway, my feet are in the wind, and I'm getting a little chill. I mean, they're not cold, but they're getting a little chill. But if I had that heated sole in there, just that little warmth will go a long way. And then right now, it's not so much the sole of my feet that's cold. It's right around my heel area, up toward my ankle. I guess where the leather is a little thinner. So with that said and done, seems like heated socks might be the best go. I don't know. We'll contemplate which way we go. Like I said, if you guys are using any of those kind of that kind of gear, heated socks, heated soles, let me know how that's working for me. I mean, working for you, and also what brand are you using? I believe Cycle Gear is a hot wire. They carry hot wire. I haven't been there in a while. I don't know if maybe they've changed or added any other vendors or not, any new product. But I do believe that you can't, or at least not supposed to, mix hot gear and Harley or something like that. I know it was one of those situations where you couldn't mix the two. Um, but at any rate, okay. So James says he's got the heated socks. And are those heated socks? Are they the wired kind, bro? Let's see. Okay. So maybe that's what I'll do then. Maybe I'll go ahead and try the socks because I'm imagining those socks would have that heating element. um, I would certainly hope so. At least on the toes and maybe the heel and on up, or maybe the toes, heel, and the sole. Um, but it's definitely that time of year, guys, where if you have heated gear, pull it out, test it, make sure your wire and your connections are not frayed or compromised or anything like that. Because, like I said, it would suck to be out on a long trip and those temperatures drop on you. You pull it out the saddlebag only to find out that, oh, snap, this is not working. Oh, snap, this is compromised. And right now, I'm hot. I need to turn it off because, again, it's not extremely cold. One thing I did initially when I first got heated gear was I tried to utilize it in a way where I felt like I was in my living room, nice and toasted. And I quickly learned that that's not the way for me to use it. And so I use it now to, just keep the chill off of me. I'm not trying to be super hot toasty, but I want to be comfortable. What I did on one trip was I had them gloves on, and that was the first piece I got was heated gloves. And matter of fact, I was doing my first iron butt. I had left North Carolina, headed down to Miami, and then I was making a hard turn once I hit Miami to go back up toward Tampa, and I tell you those temperatures dropped that night, man. And I was turning those, I turned them gloves all the way up, man, and my hands started sweating, and I didn't even realize they were sweating. And then next thing you know, that wind started making its way through there, and so it was miserable. They are the soles and connect to the pants. Oh, okay, okay. So the heated socks. Okay, good deal. Oh yeah, girdling or what is it, gerbing? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. And so I learned from that to not to try to be super hot, but to just be comfortable, not to chill off and stuff. And so this is the controller here, and you got one side, like I said, for the suit, and the other side for the gloves. I've got to remember how I rigged that up. I switched up the wiring as to in terms of where it plugs in at, and it was some kind of way I had to figure out how to do some swapping to make it control the pants and the jacket separately. Because, like I said, the bottoms is well protected from the wind with this big old fairing that this Gold Wing has, and the upper is pretty protected too with this big windshield. I got a granddaddy windshield on here, so it does real good. But if the top or bottom is gonna get cold, it's gonna be the top first for the most part. And so, but I pulled up to my little eating spot. I'm gonna go in here and grab me a burger or something to eat, and then get over to my assignment, and then get on back down to the Statesville area. I got some work to do. And but guys, if you got heated gear, now's the time to get it out and try it out. Make sure everything is working as it should. Because like I said, rookie move to get out there on that trip, and now you find out and realize it ain't working. The weather doesn't dictate whether or not we ride, but the gear we wear when we ride. So get out and ride your scoot, bro. Don't tell me about it's cold. Get the proper. Well, you know what? Let me not sound like that, because if you're not comfortable riding in the cold, then that's an issue. Don't ride in the cold, because if you're not comfortable, uh, it may compromise your ride. And so don't ever let anybody, including myself, push you to doing something you're not comfortable with. But if you would like to ride more and even through the winter, because I probably ride as much in the winter as I do in the summer, if not more in the winter. For me, it's a whole lot more comfortable. And on the Harley, not so much on the Gold Wing, but excuse me, on the Harley, that thing rides better in that colder weather. Ooh boy, nice brisk evening, morning or whatever. That road glide be screaming. That's why I got to hurry up and get her back on the road because I miss Ruby. But yeah, so I ride as much in the winter as I do in the summer, if not more in the winter. Um, but I think it takes, you getting used to it as well. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, get out there and try it out. Take a cold day and say, you know what, I'm gonna try it out today. Don't take a cold night. Take a cold day. You know, and just break yourself into it. Like I said, get you some gear, and the cool thing about it is, of course, I'm not sponsored. It would be nice to be. Uh, Got it on deck. There you go, smart man, smart man. And I don't need it, James, either. Especially at this point in the day. But because I haven't tried it out on the Gold Wing yet, I want to make sure everything was. And I'm glad I did, because it blew the fuse this morning, and I had to take the seat off. And taking the seat off is a fiasco. But we got it sorted out and things like that. And so coming down the road, I just said, well, I started to take it off when I went back home. Man. Oh, can we? Can we? Saturday. Saturday, I'm waiting to hear back. I may have to do class on Saturday. I'm waiting to hear back from the college. If not, then yeah, we might be able to make that happen, man. I'm gonna be in Fayetteville probably tomorrow, um, either tomorrow or Friday. In other words, I got to go to Fayetteville. I got to go to Georgia, delivering some patches. Now, um, which one I go to on Thursday is up in the air. I may do Georgia Thursday, and then Fayetteville Friday, or vice versa. I will call you when I'm leaving here, and get together with you, brother. Now, you're on twos. Are you at work or are you just out and about, man? Oh, you know what? I'm so glad you said that. Um, don't forget our New Year's this year. Um, what do you mean? The Genesis ride? I'm glad you said that because we do. Man, I haven't even been promoting it yet, and we're close enough to start promoting the Genesis ride, which is a ride that we do every year. We usually pick a route that may keep us out there for about 45 minutes to an hour. We end at a restaurant, and we have fellowship, and we will do a recap of the year, and then we. Okay, yes sir, yes sir, and then we will. Matter of fact, James, I'm gonna get with you and share the potential route that I have in mind. Okay, at work. Okay, cool. So I'll give you a call later on, James, man, and we can get together and go over all that stuff and tell her the dragon this Saturday. I might be able to pull that off. I might be able to pull that off. Um, so, ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Lottie Dottie, stay tuned. We got a lot going on. We got the Retro's Nifty 50/50 Classic Adventure Ride. That's going down in September 2026. A 50-year-old will be on a 50-year-old motorcycle riding Route 50 from end to end. I'm excited about that. We've been already promoting that and stuff like that. We have the Genesis Ride, which is January 1, 2026. C1, I want to see you in the building, bro. I want to see you in the building. Let's see if we can make that happen this year, bro. Um, not only that, but come March, we're doing a ride to Alabama to do the four corners of Alabama. We've got a group of bikers where um, Thorough said we're gonna get 100. He said we're gonna get 100 bikers to ride the four corners of Alabama together. So I haven't done it yet. So I'm looking forward to. We're going to be doing that the second week of March. A flyer out for that shortly, sharing that and and promoting that a little bit more as well. So you already know what it is, man. Mission 448, man. We out here collecting the four corners of every state, one at a time, and in some cases two at a time. Shout out to Special Delivery out of the Fayetteville area. They knocked out South Carolina and Georgia back to back. Yeah, them ladies was riding. They did their thing. And so if anybody else is interested, make sure you hit me up. Thank you, James, man. I can always depend on you to cover me in prayer, bro, and I'll be doing the same thing for you. But I'm definitely going to give you a call later on this evening. I'm gonna get in here, get my sandwich, so I can smash, get over here, handle my assignment, get back down the road. There's so much to do. Dolly, I don't know if you're watching this or not, but I see you, sis. She knocked out the Georgia Four Corners this past weekend as well. She's got a patch coming. I'll be delivering that personally. I mean, these people I admire and respect, and we're gonna put it in their hand personally. So we're gonna hop on that interstate and smash a few miles to get them their patches, and we'll do the same thing for you too. And if that's what you require, Sharonda in the building. Come on now, she was one of them girls out there, special delivery. My goodness, man, they some G's. Don't come for special delivery now, because they're gonna switch gears and hit that throttle and just leave you there looking stupid. Nah, a good bunch of girls, man. They've also done North Carolina, and I'm excited to see what other states they're gonna be knocking out here in the very near future. So again, shout out to you, young lady. Thank you for supporting the mission, the movement, the assignment. The mission 448. And with that said and done, um, hey, we're gonna be rolling, James. You better want to know it, man. We gonna be rolling. We gonna be rolling. Um, Mission 448. Right now, we are focused on the lower 48 states. Okay, each of the lower 48 states are open for registration. But check it out. We've just added Retro's Nifty 50 Classic Adventure. We just added that to to Mission 448, and we're going to be rolling out a few more rides as well. Okay. Um, I'll just give you a spoiler for one of them. This one is a simple one. The triple nickel. Okay, we've already got a patch designed for that. I've rode that before. I'm going to be riding it again. Um, Next year we're gonna ride up there and knock that out again. And so when we ride up there to do that one, we'll start the whole promoting of the triple nickel, which is Route 555 in Ohio. It's a beautiful ride, man. I prefer it over the Tail of the Dragon. It doesn't have as many curves, but it's a longer ride and it's a more relaxed ride, a more enjoyable ride. And I tell you, you get all the ups and downs, you get the curves. You don't get the switchbacks, but you get the curves and everything. It's a beautiful ride, man. So we've got a patch for that. So if you're interested in riding any of these other rides that we have, you can just go to the link. I will be making some updates since I've verbally put it out there. We have the patches and we've got the rides and stuff, but I haven't added it to the drop down box. So I'll be working on that sometime this weekend. But keep your eyes on Mission 448 and make sure you support us. Well, I shouldn't say make sure you support us, but I'm asking if you would kindly consider supporting Mission 448 by doing some of these rides. Um, and I don't have my cut on, so I can't show you the patch, but you see it, you know what it is. Let me see here. So y'all keep your eyes out. Trying to get in that Alabama Four Corners in March. Okay, yeah, that's right. We did talk about that, sis. We did talk about that. You're right. So it's gonna be beautiful, man. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna come out of this gear now because I certainly don't need it anymore. So, um, but see, for me, when I get ready to go do Alabama, for instance, it'll be March, so we may be out of the woods as far as the cold weather, but you never know when you're on these tubes, man, how temperatures may drop. And like James says, he doesn't have it on, but he's got it on deck just in case he needs it. And so I'm out of here, man. For what, the third, fourth time I done said that, true preacher style. I'm getting ready to close, and 15 minutes later, he's still preaching. Um, but make sure you guys hit us up. And Shy, thank you so much, you and the rest of the team for knocking out the both South Carolina and Georgia back to back. Thank you for your support. Everybody else, same to you that have taken and done this ride. Pop Off knocked it out the same weekend. We had about three groups, or at least I should say two groups and an individual, all females. Might I add, brothers, where y'all at, man? These women making y'all, they these women out here, they doing their thing. Where y'all at, brothers? But they all launched out at different times to do the same state, Georgia. Um, oh, and Pressure, can't forget Pressure and her husband, Night Train. Big ups to them. You'll be seeing them on the show as well as Special Delivery. So, as a matter of fact, Sharonda, make sure you let me know which day is going to work for you guys to come on the show so that we can chop it up. And now I'm closing for real, for real, for real, for real. Oh, did y'all check? Did y'all check out the launch of the new podcast that we're doing? It's called Straight Talk. Govern yourselves accordingly. We aired it last night for the first episode. Make sure you go check it out. Again, that's Straight Talk. Govern yourselves accordingly. Shout out to Dr. Jones and Dr. Edie for joining me on that episode, and they will be back for more episodes. More than likely, we'll be dropping one a month. We may even do a few a month, but for now, we're just going to stick to one a month, especially with the holidays and everything. You know how that is. So, like I said, man, keep your eyes out, man. We're going to be doing a whole lot of stuff, man. Whole lot of stuff. See ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, everybody, including Lottie Dottie. It's your boy Retro. Let you know that registration for Mission 448 is open. You can register today and ride the four corners of your state or multiple states. Who's going to be the first to collect the four corners of each of the lower 48 states? Hashtag Who's Got Next. Register today and ride the four corners of your state.